how'd you characterize your first nearly 10 practices at Florida State? How's it been going for you?
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be out here. It's a blessing to be out here and get to work with the people I get to work with. The competition here is amazing. That's probably the biggest thing I love about being here. The competition I get to go against day in, day out. Even when it comes to the film room, everybody here is so locked in on what we got to do. And you think it's an older group, all the hype. We just in spring ball, but it's none of that. Everybody want to work. Everybody know the potential this team got, and kind of we all get to see it day-to-day basis. You come out here, team period, you feel like you're in a game, you feel like you're in a scrimmage. So it's a real deal.
Speaking of scrimmage, how did everything go on Saturday, and what kind of stuff are you looking to improve before the second scrimmage?
Yeah, I got a couple technical things, man. It was good to get out there and being dope for the first time. It was my first time ever being inside of it for really playing ball. It's one of those things I kind of walked out there and something just clicked for me. I don't know what it was. It's just one of those things. But yeah, it's just a little technical things I got to work on. When it comes to pad level, little things like that. It was me personally I got to work on. Getting to play the playbook at real speed, getting to really test myself. Do I know this? Do I know that? So that was good for me to learn that what I do know, what I got to work on, what I got to do. Things like that. Talking with Coach Atkins and Coach Coogan, Coach Petita, giving me little things to critique. That's what they're going to do. They can critique the mess out of you, which I love, which I need. So it was a blessing to get out there and play again.
Being an older guy and coming in, is there anything that's been like unexpected for you in your transition here?
No, I wouldn't say so. I kind of knew what to expect. I'm the kind of guy that does a lot of research before I get into something. So when I signed the papers, I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew what kind of coach I was coming to play for with Coach Atkins and Coach DL. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. So I was pretty prepared for it. Like I said, it's been work. It's been a hell of a lot of work, but that's kind of what I expected. So it is what it is. I like it.
I did notice on Tuesday, Tuesday was your 7th practice of your career at Florida State. And during the individual drills, you walked up and helped Kanaya Charlton go through a drill correctly. So, for you to be doing that so early on since you've gotten to Florida State, what does that say?
It honestly says a lot about Coach Atkins allowing me to do that. Because a lot of coaches around the country want to allow a newer guy to come in and kind of lead. And that's what he kind of told me before I even got here, that he wanted me to be that guy. And because a lot of things carry over scheme-wise from scheme to scheme. Like I played on a bunch of different coaches. So just a couple of tips that I learned the hard way that I can try to get him out of learning the hard way. Or a lot of my young guards, a lot of the guards in general. Even me and Casey older than me, he'd be like, "Oh, I saw you do this, but this right here helped me do this," and he'll do the same thing for me. So being able to pick each other's brains and allow the younger guys to ask me questions and ask me things like that, even if it's not, because I'm a little bit more advanced in playbook wise, maybe because I've been through it so many times. So it's kind of things I'm used to, but allowing them to ask me, hey, on this play right here, what do I got right here? This play, what am I looking for right here? Those kind of things. I like being able to do that for them, to help them out in that way.
What about the competition on the other side of the football? How does the quality of what you're seeing every day in practice compare to what you saw at Auburn and the SEC?
Oh, it's the real deal. It's the real deal. People always try to, not y'all, but people in general always try to make it seem like it's a big deal from the SEC to ACC, and it might be other places, but here it's not. The competition I see here every day, same type competition that I would see every day at Auburn. So it's like I said, it's a blessing to be able to go up against them guys every day, and guys that look just like me, guys that's been in it, guys that know how the work go, who know how the things go, and guys that really can beat me and tell me what I did wrong, that kind of thing. So it's one of the things, you don't want to walk into the room and be the best person in the room all the time. So being able to come out here and compete with those guys at that level and allow myself to make mistakes, and I can go back in the locker room and be like, hey, what did I do wrong here? What made you see that I was pulling right here? What made you those kind of things? So it's good to be able to ask them those kind of questions.
And what's it been like blocking for Jordan Travis? What you saw on TV versus what you see in practice every day?
He the real deal. I don't play with a bunch of good quarterbacks. I had a quarterback, Bo. He was pretty smart. I love Bo to death. But playing with Travis, man, the things that he do, the calls that the checks that he makes, the confidence that he plays with, just make you kind of let me calm down a little bit. You gotta play with a certain intensity when he's back there, because you know he's gonna get it done. And that's one of those things that bring a lot of confidence to you as an offensive lineman, as an offense in general. That I know my quarterback, my running backs too, that if I make the play, if I get this block, if I give him a hand on him, give him a little inch, he's gonna make something shake. So it's a big deal for me.
Talking about the defensive line, do you have the guy, is there a favorite matchup you already have when you do one-on-one, stuff like that in there?
Yeah, it's a bunch of them, man. Josh Farmer, he's one of those guys that's giving me some problems, man. He gives me some problems. Just he got great hands, man. Great hands, and you think, because I'm a short arm guy, he's kind of a short arm guy, but he's working me in ways I learned, okay, I got to get better at that, those kind of things. And you got all the other guys like Daryl, he's a big dude. He's the opposite. He's a super long dude, and he one of those guys. If he lock you out, it's gonna be hard to deal with that. So and you got young guys like Daniel Lyons. He's gonna be the real deal. He does some stuff you can tell he's young, but that boy right there gonna be the real deal. I'm excited to see where he goes this season and in his career.
Everybody talks about SEC defensive lines, and you've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like this looks like that kind of.
Oh yeah, that's the real deal. One thing I would say about the SEC that it's not even more so the top guys, it's the amount of guys they can put in the game, and that's what I feel like we got here. We got a stable of guys that we can go in. There's no drop off. There's no we got to put him in the game. There's none of that. You can pull a guy out, put a guy in the game. He can do the same, have the same productivity that the other guy has. So that's a huge deal. Being able to rest your guys and get them on the field and their situation is best for them to make a big play. So that's a huge deal.
Obviously, Coach Atkins is one of the guys recruiting you out of the portal. Now getting here to Florida State, working with him on the field. What has that experience been like through the first half of spring practice?
Coach Atkins is a little bit different, man. He'll throw it off. He'll look crazy, man. But I love him to death, man. He's brought some stuff out of me that I didn't even know I had in me. He's one of those guys that he's gonna coach me the same way he coaches a younger guy. He doesn't care that I've played or experienced none of that. He's gonna coach me the same, coach me hard just like everybody else. And it's not one of those things where he's gonna kind of slack off. Even the guys that's been here for a long time, he coached them the same way he coached me just getting here. So seeing that, and you got Coach Atkins, one of those guys you kind of got to learn to. As an older guy, I know it because I've been through it a lot. You got to learn to hear the message he's saying. Because he's going to get on your tail. That's kind of what it is. And it's easy to get emotional about it, but he's one of those guys that he's so passionate about what he does, and it just kind of brings it out of you that you got to know yourself that, okay, he really wants to see me win. He really wants to win, too. So he's going to put the best on the field in order to do that. So that's part of it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.